Live from Las Vegas, side of the 2025 playoffs. This is the Pro Volleyball Federation coming your way on Fox Sports as we march quickly towards the finish line of the regular season as the homestanding Thrill hosts the Columbus Fury for the third time on the regular season. The Fury out of Columbus up 2-0 so far in this 4-match series. Let's take a look at the current standings. A couple of teams of note. The Omaha Supernovas at 16-6, first team to qualify for the playoffs. Well, another has joined them in the Atlanta Vibe, who've just won their 10th straight and a record-setting streak in the PVF so far at 16-8. Orlando is backing into the playoffs as we speak. They won 9 in a row. Now they've lost 6 out of 8. The Indy Ignite at 12-10. Grand Rapids still on the outside, mathematically, certainly with a chance. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Paul Sunderland, joined once again by my partner, Holly McPeak, 3-time Olympian, bronze medalist, and NCAA champion. Both Vegas and Columbus at times, but you are your record, at times have competed against the league's very best. What's held them back overall?
Both the Columbus Fury and the Vegas Thrill have a ton of youth in their lineup. And although they're very talented, they've been inconsistent. You've seen really high levels, but then the low levels have dropped and affected their record.
First to look at Columbus and one of their stars, and certainly not a rookie, 9 times a pro, 9 years a pro, I should say, Isabelle Rewatch at the opposite, a very stabilizing factor.
Isabelle Rewatch has been really the anchor for this Columbus Fury team. She's carried such a large offensive load. Even when they were struggling, she was able to get them points. Now with the addition to Nutsara Tomcom at the setting position, she's getting better looks, more isolation, and has become more effective as an attacker.
Right now, 7th in the PVF at 3.6 kills per set, an outstanding performer off the right side. And speaking of outstanding, what makes Hannah Maddox, now in her 2nd year in the league, so special?
Hannah Maddox is an incredible athlete, high flyer, can score at high rates, and her all-around game is improving. Her dial in terms of how she uses the court continues to improve.
Let's take a look at our Wren Athletics starting lineups. First for the Vegas Thrill, Adora Anai, picked up off waivers from Orlando, playing her 3rd match. Morgan Stout, another outstanding young talent. Willow Johnson out of the University of Oregon, left-hander at the opposite. We've talked about Maddox. Berkeley Oblad is one of the all-stars, along with Alicia Childress, and Mary Schroll will be at the libero position. And for Columbus, veteran Megan Courtney Lush, also an all-star. Abby Walker, really quick in the middle. There is Rewatch. Raina Terry is there. Janice Liao out of University of Miami in Puerto Rico will get the start. Nutsara Tomcom, one of the very, very best in the business out of Thailand, and Paula Serame will get the start at the libero for Columbus. At 6-15, they started the season at 0-7. They have been the hard luck team in the PVF when it comes to 5-set matches. They have dropped so many close ones throughout the course of this season. There is Liao. Vegas at 8-13, mathematically not eliminated yet. Once again, the 3rd meeting between these two teams. Columbus have come out on top in both of the first 2. Columbus coming off a solid performance and emblematic of the way they performed. They beat Indy, a playoff team, and a hot team, 3-1. Isabelle Rewatch had 13 kills in that one. Lost to Omaha 3-1, did Vegas most recently. There is Adora Anai, a wonderful all-around volleyball player out of the University of Utah, experienced pro. A lot of news out of Orlando when she was released, but picked up very quickly. Had a lot of pursuers and found her way to Vegas. Very, very good volleyball player. Underway, 3 out of 5 sets, and here is Raina Terry out of Illinois. Terry to the 3-meter line, off the block touch, and Lush off the top of the block, and did get a piece. Megan Courtney Lush, 6'1" outside hitter, was played in Italy and Turkey, 2 times an NCAA champion. Very proud mother of daughter Nora.
Columbus is, where's my thing? Columbus is challenging block touch.
Columbus, it seemed that a block touch was indicated at first. Columbus was certainly celebrating, and here we are right away early on. So some time to talk about the Bolt 6 challenge system.
Yeah, it was interesting. Actually, there was no touch called, but Columbus very certain that they got a piece of the block. And we get to see that.
Yep, off of Oblad's middle finger, no question about the touch. You can challenge touch off the block. You can challenge a net violation. You don't challenge ball in or out. That's all done electronically. You can challenge foot fault on the center line, 3-meter line, and on the end line you can challenge for contacts and also ball up or down. So Columbus on the board first, and if you're correct on your challenges, you keep them both. Perfect pass by Matt. Oh, what a block. Lady, ow! Right away.
Huge presence, fronting the middle. I'll tell you what Vegas didn't do on the perfect pass was make the middle blocker move. You want to make the middle blocker move. She didn't even have to take a step, just up and over quickly.
Just a fantastic bit of handwork right away by Liao. Once again, the rookie, excuse me, the second year on the overpass. And Liao is leading Vegas right now. She scored back-to-back quick points on the stuff and the kill on the overpass.
When we talked to Angel Perez, he's been really happy with the way they're serving, and Reina Terry sets up that point opportunity at the net with a tough serve.
Talked to both coaches, 7 matches left for them both, but this is professional sports and expect them to play very hard. And you pointed it out, and it's true. You look at these rosters, both very, very young, so there is still a lot to learn and a lot to accomplish over their last 7 matches. Early, quick timeout, nicely done by Terry from the service line, along with Liao in the blocking formation.
Reina Terry was one of the best servers in the Big Ten for a long time. I like that Columbus starts the match with her on the back line.
Two outstanding coaches, Angel Perez, many successful seasons in the Puerto Rican League, an outstanding league, mind you. Very good player in his own right, 2 times Coach of the Year in his native land.
Hello?
Yep. And on the other side, also out of Puerto Rico, Ramon Hernandez Cruz, 3 times an All-American at Penn State back in the 90s. Formerly head coach of Puerto Rico, also played in the Olympic Games with his assistant coach, Raul Papaleo, played in the Athens Olympic Games, a contest that you know a little something about, Holly McKay.
They were beach volleyball players there.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, just to clarify.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for refining. I thought we have a very sophisticated audience, and when I mentioned that they were a 2-man team, people might surmise, but you're quite correct to keep me honest. Rapach smartly off the edge of the block. What makes her so difficult to defend?
Isabella Rapach has all the offensive tools. Big swings, gets her feet to the ball. I love the decisions she makes under pressure. Big block in front of her, and she goes down the line away from the defender.
Mentioned an experienced pro in her 9th year. Played in China, Poland, and in Germany.
Reina Terry just putting all sorts of service pressure, but the story of this season for the Vegas Thrill team has been their passing. It tends to break down. They've got all the offensive weapons, but if you can't pass, you can't use those weapons.
Well, when we spoke with Ramon when we were here a couple of weeks ago, he said, look, we have to be 50% positive passing, and they just didn't match up in that particular contest, nor have they so far. Courtney Lush is dug, and Hannah Maddox is rejected. Liao along with Megan. Courtney Lush, and what a start by Columbus.
Columbus Fury has been ahead of the play because of not a great pass and then a free ball over, and this puts them in a perfect position to defend.
Megan Courtney Lush was designated as an all-star, but missed that. We'll notice, we'll get a shot of it. She's got a heavily braced right ankle, suffered an ankle sprain, and been right back in the lineup and doing quite nicely. That ball finally by Maddox, number 11 in blue, off the edge of the block and out of bounds, and a sigh of relief in Vegas.
Vegas Thrill able to finally stop the bleeding. They need to get some big stops defensively with Maddox at the line.
Maddox out of South Alabama, and you talk about the reception numbers. She's positive at 44%. Angel Perez, not quite as quick as he was in his playing days, couldn't get out of Isabella Rapach's way.
How about the pressure from Hannah Maddox? She just lit that one up from the service line.
Played 23 matches here in Vegas last year. Rapach conservative, 7-2 lead early on, and just like that, plenty of time for Vegas to work their way back in this opening set.
Maddox working high off the hands, out of the back row, putting all sorts of pressure on Columbus with the tough serve, and then here you see her out of the back row going off Liao's hands.
Maddox averaging 3.8 kills percent, putting her among the league leaders. Rewatch, we mentioned, was 7th in the league coming in, so Maddox right there as well. Quick start for Columbus, but Hannah Maddox starting to warm up that big right arm. Franklin Sports is a proud partner of the Pro Volleyball Federation on Fox Sports. Back in Las Vegas, site of the 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation Championships, the semifinals on May 9th. The match for $1 million on May 11th.
Cannot wait. Here in Las Vegas.
Right here in Las Vegas. Who does not want to come to Vegas? Here is Liao. Maddox gets an awful lot of work in reception, and that's what makes Adora Anai so good. We talked about defending Rewatch. How about Anai?
Anai has an incredible arm, and a lot of teams say she's tough to stop because of her range. She can put it anywhere, and she also adds a great first contact for the Vegas Thrill team.
Yeah, very, very solid defensively as well as usually a center fielder. Rewatch moving the ball around. Here is Anai again outside the antenna. Tom-Com with the easy cover. Sarame, pretty good set in transition, and we're going to have a challenge in the middle of the point. We cannot do that in college volleyball and international
Vegas
and in the
is
PVF. Challenge in the middle of the play, and Ramon Hernandez-Cruz is challenging that there was a net violation on Columbus during the point.
I saw it early as well. Looked like a blocker in the net.
Just can't get anything past you on this Sunday early evening.
It just happened to be right in front of me. My eyes are pretty good.
First the correction on the beach, quite right. Now we'll see about the net violation.
Keep you honest.
That's a big job.
It certainly is.
How about Omaha? Well, we have a moment losing at San Diego. It looked like Omaha. We talk about consistency in any sport. If you want to be competitive over the long haul, whether it's the NBA, NHL, or Major League Baseball, just getting it away. Consistency is everything. But Omaha, like San Diego, like Columbus, like Vegas, has knocked off their fair share of the top teams in the league.
Well, the difference between a win and a loss, with all the parity in this league, is very small. And San Diego's super talented. They've been riddled with injuries, but they finally put a great match together.
Schedule sometimes is difficult, and when your home and road contests come and who they are against. 8 teams in the league, 28 regular season matches in all. 2 at home, 2 on the road, respectively, right around the dial. This one's taken a while. Looking for a net violation called against Columbus.
They should just ask me. Would that qualify as a bold 6?
Will you raise your and yeah, that's good work on the challenge. There was a net violation. You could have just raised your hand and told the official.
I did. I immediately pointed to it.
Yep, there it is. So that's very good work by Coach Cruz. So both teams, both coaches have used a challenge. Both have been correct. Here is Berkeley Oblad out of Utah and lives right here in Henderson, Nevada. That's a poor set in transition. Can't make that kind of mistake, and Morgan Stout knows it right away.
Ooh, Rewatch just bounced that ball. Morgan Stout, the middle blocker for Vegas Thrill, tried to put up a transition set, and it just carried right into Rewatch's hand.
Very grateful for that. Doesn't get very many easy
kills.
No,
she doesn't.
Playing the role that she does is the opposite. Got to swing at a lot of tough sets. Oh, you got to keep that ball on your side of the net. Sarame would like to have that one back.
Morgan Stout gets an easy opportunity there, trying to make up for that last one. One thing I've noticed about the Columbus Fury, prior to this match, just warming up, and today, with Nutsara Tom-Com running the offense, they're running it faster to the pins.
Here's Willow Johnson, has had some very good moments as a big left-handed opposite for Vegas. Father, Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. Sarame, perfect pass right on top of the net. And Abby Walker looking for the tap down, number 24 in white, not there. And just like that, after a very quick start by Columbus, Vegas right back in it.
This is a really important play for Las Vegas defensively. Oh, that's the transition swing, but Adora and I ran down a ball to keep it alive, give themselves an opportunity to score.
Willow Johnson has played in top leagues in South Korea and in